Meow, 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 meow. Hi. Hello. Would you like a cat? This is Jammy Dodgers. It's basically just a lump. Jammy Dodger's the lump. She's just a little fluff. Hello, Najwa. Welcome. You're number one. You're number one. I only have one cat because Jammy and Budgie had a hard day today, and Budgie had to hide under the bed because it was such a hard day. Hello, Hoopty. Welcome. Oh, Budgie has come out. Hi, Budge. Are you going to come hang out for stream with us? Budgie has arrived, but I don't know where she's going to settle down, so I may or may not move the camera at some point in time. Hello, cat. Welcome. They had a hard day because Jammy Dodgers and Cinnamom had to go to the vet. And you might be asking yourself, gee, I wonder why that affected Budgie in any way, shape, or form, since Budgie did not have to go to the vet. And the answer is, it fucking doesn't. But Budgie still gets upset. She gets so upset about it. Every single time Jammy has to go to the vet, which is literally every month, Budgie, gets a little weird. She's upset that Jammy smells like the vet. She's upset that the carrier came out, even though she didn't have to go anywhere near it. She's just upset. And so there's just, hissing and nonsense for absolutely no reason every time Jammy Dodgers has to go to the vet. But only from Budgie. She's the only one that gets upset about it. Zane likes his new basket. Excellent, cat. You've been going crazy with crocheting baskets. Yeah, it was Jammy Dodger's arthritis shot day. And also Cinnamom had to go with her because Cinna was due for her annual exam and vaccinations. So, hello, Sylvia. Welcome. Brittany, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Hello. BCB Lacquers is Brittany. And she's the reason for the Lord of the Rings season. Toe beans. Toe beans. Toe beans. Toe beans. Toe beans. You're welcome. Budgie seems to be settling down on the sequin blanket, so I'll let her settle down a little bit more so she doesn't get startled by me moving the camera. But then I will move the camera so you can see a Budgie. Also, more trauma to come because poor Cinna has to go back to the vet next week because she needs a teeth cleaning. Those hard years on the streets really did a number on her teeth, apparently. Oh my god, but you see Jammy Dodgers doing a little toes wiggle? Oh, sweetie. Oh, she's so precious. You would like the full version of Toe Beans done to the form of Jolene. Maybe someday, Kat. Maybe someday on a Discord stream we can come up with all the lyrics to that and sing it. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can swap the camera over to show you Budgie, but I'm gonna switch to the nails up display just for a second because I don't want it to be full screen when I'm doing the camera swap because it's very nausea inducing, I think. Okay, back to the cat's up. We got a budgie. We got a budgie cat. This is also how you sing, Toe Beans. Fantastic. You know, I really feel like, Brittany, you and I share at least one of our two collective brain cells. You just had Mia's teeth cleaned and she had a lump poked last Friday. Aw, poor baby. Yeah, Cinna, she when she first came to live with us, her very first vet appointment, she already had some pretty good tartar buildup. But at the time, it was like she's still so new to living with us that nobody really wanted to put her through that just yet. She had some other minor issues. So yeah. This time it needs to get done because we don't want her having her teeth rot out of her head. That would be not good. Those brain cells are on overdrive. Agreed. I was up super early this morning again, partly because of the grinding right outside the bedroom door. The driveway is now finished, though, so it looks fantastic. Hopefully it also drains better and we don't have any more flooding in the garage. But yeah, I had to get up super early, partly because of the grinding and partly because I had a freaking 9 a.m. Zoom meeting that was it was the orientation meeting for volunteering at my local food bank. And they had 100 people, close to 100 people on that call, new volunteers for our local food banks. And just our one very local food bank. They also do some like other programs at other sites, but the food bank was the big one. And let me tell you, there are a lot of boomers out there who do not know that you're supposed to mute your mic when you're on a Zoom call with 100 people. It was interesting. It was interesting. Najwa, yeah, I can post some photos. I think I posted a couple of photos in my stories, of the driveway and the back step. They also did a back step for our new patio. Yeah, the organizers have really, and I'm sure that this is the case at like all the food banks and similar programs across the country right now, because they're obviously swamped already with new applications for people who require those services, but also, best case scenario, also swamped with people who would like to volunteer and help out in any way that they can. And the response is fantastic. But it does mean a lot of extra work onboarding new volunteers. So it was very funny. They spent a lot of time, multiple times over the session, sort of driving home the point that that anybody volunteering with the food bank needs to have the right attitude toward it. And the implication seemed to be, at least from my interpretation of what they were saying, was that they have had issues with volunteers being judgy bitches, and maybe not being as compassionate as one would hope. And like any sort of customer facing job is going to have some difficult people that you have to deal with, right? And this is no different. There are people going into the food bank who are not having their best day. So, there's people that are going to be needing help that will probably not be super nice to the volunteers. And that's just a fact of life. But you actually just have to be nice to them anyway, because otherwise, what are you doing there? Anyway, your hubby's company is doing a promo for people who have Snap cards. That's great. I'm seeing a lot of companies doing that, which is really, really good. It's nice to see the way people are coming together. I just really wish that it wasn't necessary. Because holy crap, we don't need that. Okay, I'm gonna put Jammy Dodgers back, and we need to get to the nails. So we'll switch over there. Okay, we have Jammy Dodgers back on the cat cam. Just because it focuses better because she's a little bit further away. And let's look at some nail polish, y'all. Stop panicking. I have my one ring on. I got my one ring. It glows in the dark, but it's not dark here, so you can't see. You're doing busy work. That is good. It's always nice to have a stream that you can just run in the background. Yeah, it's true. The places where there are resources, it's often not getting to the more rural people that really need more help, right? Which is a huge problem, but what are you going to do? Just got to do your best with your own community resources and try and help as much as you can, right? And vote the fuckers out. Okay. Y'all want to look at some nail polish? Should we go straight into the Lord of the Rings stuff, or should we do a brief chit chat about the other things that are going to be coming out and the whole Black Friday sale thing? Probably, right? We should probably do that first. Let's talk about the Black Friday sale first. You can gaze upon the bottles while we talk about the Black Friday sale. So, I should also preface this by saying I'm not being paid to do this stream, but I did get these polishes in exchange for swatching them and providing swatch photos. So there's no monetary compensation, but I did get a bunch of free polish. So, that's the disclaimer. So this month, instead of doing an actual end of the month Black Friday date sale, Brittany likes to do her Black Friday stuff early, which I personally am a fan of. So Black Friday is happening November 8th to 15th at BCB. So it's going to be staggered pricing. So from the 8th to the 10th, so on the 8th, 9th, and 10th, and they open at 7 p.m. on the 8th. So for the remainder of the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, it's going to be 20% off site-wide. So everything, and that includes the new stuff. Everything's 20% off. From the 11th through the 15th, so the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, it's 10% off everything. And then on the 16th, everything goes back to regular pricing, okay? That includes all the Lord of the Rings stuff, Lord of the Rings Part 2 stuff that we're going to be looking at tonight, as well as the new Practical Magic duo, the new Smut of the Month duo. There's a charity polish. I'm not sure if the charity polish also has the discount or not. Perhaps Brittany can mention that, whether the charity polish is also subject to the sale pricing or not. I forgot to grab the Smut of the Month polish. Oh my goodness, hang on. Where is it? Brittany, what did I do with the Smut of the Month? For real. What did I do with them? Okay, I got the creme or the crelly. I don't know where I put the topper. What a shit show. Where'd I put it? Brittany, come over here and find it for me, okay? Because I don't know what I did with it. You will have the discount for the sale. You're matching $2 for the charity per bottle sold. Okay, so the charity polish will be discounted. I need to hunt more for this topper because this is ridiculous. Okay, it's not you. Brittany, is it marked topper or is it marked magnetic or is it marked topper and magnetic? I rearranged a whole lot of stuff. It's marked topper. Well, I don't know where the hell I put it then. I found it. Yes. I was thinking about the December one, so I confused myself, but I found it. It's the November one. It is not magnetic. There's a little spoiler for December Smut of the Month. All right. We have our shit together. Okay, so once again, Black Friday sale goes from the 8th, which is when the shop opens again, 7 p.m. Eastern time, until the 15th. So you have 8th, 9th, 10th, 20% off. 11th through 15th is 10% off. And then after that, everything's regular pricing. So we have the Lord of the Rings 2 collection. There's a Practical Magic duo. There's a Smut of the Month duo. And there is a charity polish. So I'm going to start with the charity polish. I'm not going to swatch it out. I'm just going to show you. Maybe I'll swatch it on the wheel, but it is a thermal. So, you know what? Let's swatch it on this because then I think I can show you. So this is Talk Turkey to me. This was a last minute addition. So this is benefiting NoKidHungry.org. And it is the description, I believe, we went over this in Discord the other day. So the warm state is gray, but I have to be honest, on me, I felt like it still leaned very slightly greenish, like a greenish gray, to forest in the cold state. And it's got two kinds of flakes in it. One is is it gold to orange flake? And the other one's like a green, blue, purple flake, something like that. We have our shit together, said none of us. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a written description for this one yet because, as I said, this was a late edition. But this one, it is in 2 coats. You can see how opaque it is already just in 1 coat. This is definitely a 2-coater, even in the warm state. And maybe I can bring up one of my swatches because I don't really have, I don't have enough fingers to show you everything. However, I can I show you this photos? Yeah. So I will show you this. This is my swatch photo of it. One of my swatch photos of it. Which you can see the warm state and the cold state there. And there's at an angle, you can see those shifty flakes. And there's head on. I'm afraid I don't, well, yeah, okay, I can move it a little bit. I can make it a little smaller. There we go. Okay, so those are some swatch photos of it. I will be posting this probably maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Whoops, that's a different one. Which is coming to HHC. But, okay, we have our official description. Talk turkey to me, a thermal that shifts from forest green in the cold state to gray in the warm state, with gold-orange glass flakes and green-blue purple glass flakes. How dare you not have 3 hands? Indeed, I could use 3 hands tonight because I have actually 15 polishes here. So... Yeah, but you can see like the opacity of this. That was 1 coat. Even if you're, even if you tend to do slightly thinner coats than me, I think 2 coats is going to be fine for pretty much anybody with this. And it does, obviously it dries down matte as most thermals do. But I didn't need a glitter smoothing coat or anything like that. Just regular. Dries down nice and flat, so regular top coat is good. So that is Talk Turkey to Me. All right. And so that'll be on the site starting on the 8th. That is not tomorrow. I almost said tomorrow. On Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. And again, that's $2 from every bottle of this is going to... nokidhungry.org. The second thing I have is this gorgeous duo, which was something of a collab. I don't know if it was an official collab or if it was just Alyssa and that's Polished Bookworm and Brittany getting excited together. But this is inspired by Practical Magic. So there's no devil in the craft, which is a magnetic polish. And since when is being a slut a crime in this family? So let me pull up the official descriptions here, and I will do, again, just a little swatch on here so you can see the opacity. So... With these, I did also with these do 2 coats and felt that was sufficiently opaque for my tastes for both polishes. And y'all know I'm not like a huge fan of a lot of visible nail line. So if I say I was happy in 2 coats, it's pretty darned opaque. I'll pick that up in a second after the magnetic has set. In the meantime, let me find the description. So the magnetic, there's no devil in the craft, is a black jelly base with a purple to blue multichrome magnetic pull and a gold shifting shimmer. And then, since when is being a slut a crime in this family, is a burnt orange jelly with red, orange, green multichrome shimmer, green, blue, pink iridescent flakes, and black flakes. So there are those. And obviously, you know, that shimmer and the multichrome colors on the magnetic are going to come out differently depending on the lighting situation. My photos of this have been posted on Instagram, so if you want to go take a look at those, I posted them, I think, yesterday or the day before. Something like that, so you can see all of the shifts in that magnetic one. And I just freaking love this burnt orange. It's like so autumnal, such a gorgeous color. So yeah, both of those I wore in 2 coats, and really, really liked both of them. The next one, which is the duo, this is the Smut of the Month duo for November. And this one is, I guess it's technically acrylic. Is it technically acrylic? Let me go look. Yeah, she's calling it acrylic. And I did actually only use 2 coats for this. But I think this is one that, depending on your application, you might want 3 if you have if you really hate any visible nail line and you have a pretty strong visible nail line, then you may end up wanting a 3rd coat, but I did not feel like I needed it. And if you're familiar with Brittany's Crellies, they tend to apply very smoothly. They don't tend to be a patchy formula the way that some Crellies can be. So, you know, as long as you're reasonably careful with your application, you should not have any patchiness and you should not necessarily need a 3rd coat. Like I said, I was totally happy with 2 coats. I'm going to swatch the topper over top of one of these once it's dried a little bit. But yeah, that on my swatches, which are on Instagram, they were posted, I think, last week. I do show 1 coat of the topper over 2 coats of the Crelly, which I did not tell you the name of. The Crelly is Tease and the topper is Tempt. But yeah, and then on the swatch that I have on Instagram, the one nail that is just the Crelly alone, it's still only 2 coats. So you can get a real good idea of just how opaque that is. It's still got that squishy quality to it. So this does a green-blue shift that is quite striking. It goes really blue at some angles and really green at the opposite angle. And it's kind of in between teal most of the time, I found, which of course means that I adore it. I didn't try it over a black, actually. I mean, it should pretty much look very similar to the way it looks over the brown Crelly, but yeah, if you did want to do it over black for some reason, it's a real nice sort of medium particle size shimmer. Really nice coverage. And I did do 1 nail that didn't have the Crelly, that's just the topper alone. And I think, can't remember if I did 2 coats or 3 for the topper only nail. Anyway, so that's the Smut of the Month. Yeah, Alyssa does love a purple to blue multi-chrome magnetic. It's true. I do as well. Even though they're purple, I find a lot of the time they're blue enough to excite me. Brittany, this is one of your favorite toppers because teal? I mean, obviously. Brittany and I hard agree on teal in general. Did I somehow manage to... I did. I messed up my order. Oh, man. How annoying. Okay, let me... We're going to get into the Lord of the Rings stuff now. That's the next thing. Is it this one next? I think so. And then that, and then that. I think that's right. Not that it really matters too much, but I did prep a swatch wheel for this. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to do the magnetic on one hand, the flaky on the other hand, and then the magnetics on the wheel, I'm going to do velvet, or not velvet, cat eye. The magnetics on my hand, I'm going to do velvet because I want to see them both ways. I want to show them to you both ways. And I also want to have them on a wheel for myself. And also, too, as well, additionally, I wanted to compare the colors to the ones from last year's Lord of the Rings Part 1. So this was a smaller collection, only 6 polishes last year. I choose Immortal Life, 1 ring to rule them all, cast it into the fire. The Valley of Minas Morgul, the long since passed into darkness, or something like that. It's a very long name. There lie the woods of Lothlorien. And if all else fails, what then will you do? I may or may not have those longer names completely correct because I didn't write down the entire name. But these were the Lord of the Rings Part 1, which were all shimmers. I have them on here in 3 coats. And I believe, and I don't know if Brittany did this on purpose or not, but several of these look suspiciously as though they will coordinate quite nicely with the flakies and magnetics that she has added for this set. So I just feel like I wanted them all on one ring so that I could see how well they coordinated. Yeah, part 1 was beautiful. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started in here. So this one is Keep It Secret, Keep It Safe. This one's a magnetic. And like I said, I'm going to put it on the wheel. I'm going to do a cat eye on the wheel. Actually, I think instead of using my bar magnet, I might use this. Just to kind of simplify my life a little bit. Here we are. And try and get in a reasonable position for y'all. Now, these ones, I think I just used 2 coats for everything, which might be slightly sheer on the swatch wheel since they are clear, sticks. But on the nail, I felt like 2 was sufficient. Oof. I'm gonna do velvet on my actual nails because it's hard to do velvet on the wheel. I'm doing my pinky with the purple one because the purple one is my least favorite because I'm racist against purple. I said it. Purple is the least good color. I'm not sorry. You didn't do it on purpose, but your brain did the thing? Yeah, I kind of figured. So a funny thing, when Brittany was designing the Lord of the Rings Part 2 collection, she did not set out to make matching pairs of polishes. And then she just accidentally made matching pairs of polishes where one is the magnetic and one is the flaky, and they just coordinate with each other beautifully. They're not necessarily identical in their color story, but they coordinate perfectly. It's very funny that she just did that by accident. But Hello, welcome. I don't want to mess up your name. Is it Yaneli? If it's not, please, please, please correct me. I know that you have like Yaneli, like fingernail as your thing, and I'm not sure if that's just like for the pun or if it's actually partly a pronunciation guide. So please do correct me if I'm saying that incorrectly. And welcome to the stream. You have no control over the chaos. I know, Brittany. I know you don't. I know you don't. Okay, that's probably long enough. So there's the velvet version, one coat of Keep It Secret, Keep It Safe. We will do a second coat, of course. And then there is the first coat cat eye version. The flaky that coordinates with it, I'll do on the other hand on the pinky. So this is Do Not Take Me for Some Conjurer of Cheap Tricks. I am unfortunately not familiar with Spanish phonetic spelling. If you told me it was French, I'd be like, yeah, I can figure that out. But I did not grow up in America, and there aren't a lot of Spanish speakers in Canada, relatively speaking. So I am not as familiar with the pronunciation. All right, so there's one coat on the wheel, and I will of course do it on my finger as well. Oop, that's going to be too much of a gloop there. I am so bad at applying on my other hand here. So if I'm doing a bad job, I'm sorry, but it's the wrong hand. Yonali, is that correct? It's important to me that I get this right, but I don't want to put you on the spot. Purple is your favorite? So many of you people, you love your purples, and I just don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. They're fine. Okay. And actually, Brittany does a lot of purples that I like very much, because they have other stuff happening in them, so they're fun. But you know, teal is where it's at for me. Teal, blue, green, that's what I want. Orange, yellow, oof, so good. Maybe more Nelly? Nelly? I don't know. I'm doing a bad job. Maybe we can do this in a DM. You say your name in the intro of your videos? Okay. Sylvia, I'm going to refer to you personally as you people. Just you. From now on, whenever I say you people, I specifically mean Sylvia. That one is more magenta and blue to you. I don't entirely disagree. But the thing is that when you combine magenta and blue, you basically get purple. So... this one is the second magnetic. This is Shadow and Flame. And I'm obsessed with this one. This one is freaking gorgeous. So it has like a teal base, but the, is it teal or is it almost denim-y? It's like a dark greenish blue base. I just freaking love it. I love it so much. And you can see that it has that like amber, coppery, shifty kind of multichrome magnetic. It is so gorgeous. It mostly comes off more like coppery and bronzy, but then it also goes into more of a like almost goldish shift at some angles. It's really, really beautiful. Look, I'm sorry that I'm not a purple person, okay? I try. I'm going to have to, after this stream, I'm going to go to your channel and listen to you say your intro and practice your name so that I can say it correctly next time if you ever join one of my streams again. Linry, teal is the best color. I do make the rules. I'm like completely obsessed with this one. It's so gorgeous. And also it's corresponding flaky, which makes me the happiest because it is potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Yeah, Brittany's pointing out that this one, Shadow and Flame, it deepens a lot as you add the second layer. It's gonna almost look black because that multichrome magnetic being in that super dark blue base, it almost goes black with the second layer. And in low light conditions, it will look black. But yeah, it's so beautiful. And then when you get it in like really bright sunlight, you can see the teal come through. Oh, so good. There needs to be a study on why teal is a fave. It's because it's the best color, like objectively. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. A study. Why do we need to study why something is objectively true? Come on. Listen, if Linry says it, it can't be wrong. Right? Like, it's me and it's Linry. We're both very factual people. We follow the science. So there's our first coat of potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Yes, the entire thing is the name. It's not just me adding it on. I do, though, every time I say potatoes, I say boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Linry, I've never been wrong a day in my life. Exactly. Same. What does the brain do when we see teal? Yeah, I feel like it's got to be like one of those, you know, it's the sky and the ocean and good things. It's you know, it's water and life. It's got to be something like that, right? It's just such a happy color. And there's nothing threatening that's teal. You know, if you think about all the things that we would have had to worry about hurting us as we were evolving, not a single one of them is teal. Lost hopes and dreams. I don't think that it's lost hopes and dreams. Up the stairs we go until we reach the tunnel. Yeah, that's a good one too. I really like that one. Okay, this one is this one my favorite? I don't know. I feel like a lot of these are my favorite. I think this one might be my favorite. It's really good. Okay. And I really hope that I'm able to show the shifts. It can be a little challenging in my stream lighting because I need another like strong lamp like this one that I can have from the other angle or that I can like move around. That would be super helpful so that I could show you the more extreme shifts. But this one, it might be my absolute favorite. So this is Not All Who Wander Are Lost. This is our next magnetic. It has a very green base. And the magnetic component is like a coppery color, but then it's got this blue shimmer as well. And I am freaking obsessed with how shifty she is. So again, on this one, as you build it up, the dark like the green base does darken up a little bit. It doesn't look as obviously green because the magnetic sort of alters, the magnetic and the shimmer alter the look of it. At some angles, you will still definitely be able to tell that it's green. But at others, the blue will take over or the coppery color will take over. So you can already see that blue really comes out at some... Hello, are we focusing or... Nah, we're not focusing anymore, folks. Camera's given up on focus. We're not doing it. Hello? No? No, we don't get to focus anymore. Perry the platypus could be a threat. Perry the platypus is not evolutionarily relevant. I'm sorry to tell you. Hobbits have second breakfast. You can have second favorites. Yeah, I have second breakfast too. The polish did break my camera. I blame the polish. It does sometimes just decide that it doesn't want to... There we go. Yeah, this one is like... It's so good. There's an angle where... I might even just need to bring up my swatch photo that shows it. Because there's an angle where the magnetic shifts to this crazy green. Super intense. Yeah, I love swatching while either watching a live stream or watching a VOD of someone swatching. It's just, it really does feel like you're just hanging out swatching. Hanging out with your buds, doing a little swatch. It's good. Okay. Next one up is going to be the corresponding flaky. I just realized I like dinged my my base here. That's annoying. Okay. So this is All Right Then, Keep Your Secrets. So this is the corresponding green flaky bomb. All of the flakies are Crelly flakies, which is a formula that BCB does extraordinarily well. And like I was saying at the beginning, I wore all of these in 2 coats when I did my swatching. My photos for this. All right. I'm trying so hard to do a reasonable job of this on my wrong hand. We're getting into that season. You may note that my other hand is short again. And it's I had a nasty break on my middle finger, and then 2 more fingers decided to bite the big one after I filed down and did my Halloween fangs. So there's the first coat of that one. Again, that's All Right Then, Keep Your Secrets. You've never seen Lord of the Rings, but you know it through memes. It's so real. There's so many things that are like that, though. Like, I've obviously seen Lord of the Rings multiple times. So many times. But there's like a ton of media that I have consumed only in meme form. And I have no shame about that. I'm completely fine with it. I think it's good, actually. You don't need to see everything. You shouldn't admit these things so publicly. Welcome, Ashley. Thank you for harassing chat. Wait, which one started out brown? Brittany, you need to tell me which one started out brown. Was it All Right Then, Keep Your Secrets? It's very important that I know this. I don't know why it matters. All right, next one up is You Have No Power Here. Really? All Right Then, Keep Your Secrets started out as a brown polish, huh? That's very interesting. Well, it's a good thing you changed it to green. Otherwise, you would have messed up your whole coordinating pairs thing. Jeez, I just got nail polish on my magnet. That's all right. It's not the first time. Won't be the last time. Right. You have no power here. Now, I have one little spot there where I have no base coat now because I dinged that nail. So not only is it going to be a little bit lumpy, but also if this stains, I'll know. I'll know when I take this off and have one weird little patch. For the record, though, when I was swatching, at least none of these stained. So did not have that issue. I don't think I've ever had... Have I ever had a BCB polish stain on me? I'm not sure. Can't think of any. Look at how blue that is. It's like... It's really good. It's really blue. It's really intense. Especially for just the first coat. We got an enemies to lovers in the chat. Oh, it's just Ashley and Linry. Everybody knows they're together. All right, so you'll have to forgive the weird little lumpiness on that index nail, but it is what it is. The next one's the flaky for this, that matches with this, is they're taking the hobbits to Isengard, and look. She says she didn't do that on purpose. I mean, shut up. How? How are you going to claim you didn't do that on purpose? I really like this one. This one's fun. Y'all know I really like a yellow polish when it's done well. And there aren't enough yellow polishes, I think. There's plenty of like gold polishes and very few really nice yellow polishes. And I really like this one. And it's freaking opaque. That's just the first coat. Look at it. Two coats this guy is like completely opaque. I love it. I love it so much. Looks like sports colors. Go sports! You're not wrong about the blue. The blue and gold do have a very sporty feel to them. Yeah, like every single one of the names is totally a vocal stim. They're all like the things that you get stuck in your head and you just say. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard, to Isengard. All right, this one is the part that everybody cries at. You bow to no one. And obviously I love this one because it is teal and green. But the base is sort of a little bit grayish, but it's got that like... Actually, I think it's a completely gray base, but it just has a really strong blue shimmer. Is that true? Is it true that it's a totally gray base? I think it is. But it doesn't matter because it looks like a blue base. Yeah, it's a gray Crelly with a blue-purple shifting shimmer and a green magnetic pull. The yellow one is giving egg drop soup. Yeah, yellow is so often super sheer, and I really appreciate that this one is not. Because it's annoying having to do 4 coats of a yellow to get decent opacity on it. I tell you what, it is hard painting your nails on stream when you have to use a different hand position to paint in. It's a bit murky, but it's not like murky. I think because the shimmer and the magnetic are both so bright and vivid and saturated that it ends up overpowering the gray base, so it doesn't end up with a murky overall feel. It does have I would call it more of a misty feel rather than murky. I don't know. Are those distinct from each other? I feel like they're distinct from each other. I feel like a misty feel is like lighter and brighter and less like something's dragging you into the swamp. Please do not eat the polish. You did 4 coats of a yellow for Dia de Muertos. Oy, gosh, that's brutal. I mean, I've done it. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, but dang, that's rough. All right, and the last one in this collection, we are going to be doing a second coat, of course, but the last one in this collection is Even Darkness Must Pass. So this is the flaky that matches with or coordinates with You Bow to No One. And this definitely also has a gray base. It seems to be about the same tone. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to really see the flakes so well until I hold up the thing, but it does have a bunch of different flakes in it. So let me actually look at what the official description is for this, because I think it has several different kinds of flakes in it. Gray Crelly with green, blue, purple glass flakes, green, blue, purple glass flakes, blue purple glass flakes, and black flakes. So the green, blue, purple and the blue purple are not the same blue and purple. But the overall vibe matches with the magnetic. All right, so there is our first coat. You can see that they're all relatively opaque, and you can also see why I felt like I needed to put them on a wheel with the Lord of the Rings Part 1, because there's a lot of very similar color vibes happening here. Which makes some sense, given that the movies have sort of a color flavor running throughout them for certain kinds of... certain scenes and certain characters have a particular vibe, so... Oh, hey, I should probably put this one on my thumb instead of just going ahead and forgetting about it. And now is probably a good time to redo my disclosure that I received all of these polishes for free in exchange for providing swatch photos. I am not being paid to review or stream or advertise or anything, but I did get polish for free. So whatever bias that comes with, that's the bias I got. I don't know. I don't accept free polishes from places I don't like. Not more than once, anyway. Okay, second coat of Keep It Secret, Keep It Safe. I think you're right. It is more magenta. And for the record, I do actually kind of like this one, even though it's purple. Don't tell Brittany. Don't tell Brittany that I like her fucking purple polish. I hate it when I like her polish. She always gets very excited about it, and then she like gets all braggy, and she harasses me in DMs about how I liked her purple polish. So we can't tell her. Her head gets too big. Misty Mountain instead of Mirkwood. Yes, I agree. Staying in frame while streaming is so hard. No, it is impossible. It is impossible, Linry. The fact that we're capable of doing it sometimes for limited periods of time means that we are, in fact, miracle workers. Gotcha on the last polish, yeah. You would never make coordinating polishes? Sure you wouldn't. Sure you wouldn't. It's just out here making a second collection of magnetics and flakies that somehow managed to accidentally coordinate both with each other and with the previous collection of shimmers. Mm-hmm. I heard Peggy wants more purples. Absolutely not. Why does my watch think that I... Look, my watch is asking if I want to end my workout. What workout? What workout? It thinks I've been doing an outdoor walk. It thinks I traveled 29 meters in 18 minutes. What the hell, man? I don't know how that happened, but staying on a horizontal stream is easy compared to vertical streaming. Having done both, I think I agree with you. Yeah, because I used to do with my phone when I was streaming on Instagram. And yeah, it is a little harder, I think. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about the polish. Lifting the bottles. The gains from lifting the bottles. Oh, God. I'm going to be so buff by the end of this stream, y'all. All right. Second coat of Do Not Take Me for Some Conjurer of Cheap Tricks. That scene is always like a little bit terrifying. Like you know he's a wizard and he's like got some power and stuff, but dang. Dang. He didn't have to go that hard. All right, so there's the second coat of Do Not Take Me for Some Conjurer of Cheap Tricks. It's not 100% opaque, maybe on the clear swatch ring, but on my nails it definitely is. Even on when I was swatching on my other hand on longer nails, there was definitely no visible nail line with this one. So there's that second coat there. They coordinate so nicely. You think Simply got that buff that way? Could be. She is pretty buff. It's hard to imagine she could get that buff just from like exercise. So it's probably the polish. This one is Smoke and Flame, Shadow and Flame. Shadow and Flame, of course. This is the Balrog polish. Okay, here we go. Shadow and Flame second coat. Technically a teal base. You can see how dark and smoky it gets with that second coat. And then do the velvet. I love this one. I really love this one. I really wish that I had a better way to show you the like super mega shifts. I'm going to show you all my swatch photos at the end of this. I'm not trying to rob you, I'm trying to help you. Then for some reason Bilbo says his own name. Poor Bilbo. Poor Bilbo. Just got the poop scared out of him. Let me see if I can easily bring up my swatches to show you all. That's not the right folder. I want you to be able to see the shifts on these, because some of them are freaking wild. Like this one, where are you? Hello. I have a hard time seeing with my glasses on. It doesn't make sense, but the camera is at just the wrong angle. Okay. Here we go. So this is the more coppery shift to it, or like the almost goldish shift. And you can see compared to how sort of reddish it is in the direct lighting. So that other photo, that other shift is just with the light coming from more of an angle. So if you had light, you know, if you're like working at your monitor, at your desk or something, your computer, or if you have light coming in through a window beside you or something, you're going to see more of that color shift instead of this color. All right. And there you can see it in two coats with the cat eye. You can still see a little bit of the teal because it is a little bit less opaque over the clear swatch nail. But it definitely like really goes almost black on your nail. Super dark, super beautiful. I'm obsessed. Oh boy. Y'all remember the name of this one, right? Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Seriously, one of the best scenes. I love this one. This one is Autumn in a Bottle. And I love how perfectly it coordinates. It's got both shifts in it. Just gorgeous. Oh. It's like, now I'm at the wrong distance to not have my glasses on. And I just totally got a flake way up there on my skin. There we go. There are so many quotes to pick from. Yeah, I also definitely have a dark polish weakness, but I also have a bright polish weakness. The only weakness I think I don't have is like a pastel polish weakness. Like I like them, they're fine, but I don't get as excited about pastel polishes as I do about really dark vampy colors and really intense, bright, sort of super saturated colors. Potato. You could probably even do a whole third collection with all the quotes that you haven't used yet and still not even scratch the surface. All right, Not All Who Wander Are Lost. Perhaps my favorite in the collection. Hard to tell for sure. I kind of just love most of them. I mean, I really like all of them. I have several that I would say are my favorite if you had to like get me to tell you a favorite. I just have too many. But this is one of them. And it might be my favoritist favorite, but I'm not sure. The other thing that I really like about this polish is that Brittany accidentally put on the butt label, "Not all who wonder are lost," and that's also a true statement. Pastel season is upon us. I know it's happening. I don't get mad at the pastels. Like, I don't hate them. I'm less excited about them. But, you know, some of them are really beautiful. And it is always good to have them in your collection. See, in this light, it doesn't look quite as exciting as it truly is. You need to be able to see all of the shifts to see how exciting this one is. You'd be wondering and wandering. I wonder if... I don't think that's going to make a difference. It's not bright enough to help. I do have another lamp over on that side, which helps sometimes with a little bit of extra fill lighting, but it's not quite bright enough to give the green shift on this. You hate pastels, you save so much during spring. I definitely don't hate them. Like, I own a bunch of pastels, and I've purchased pastels. I don't dislike them. I don't reach for them as often. I pretty much only reach for them for spring nail art. That's it. They're nail art polishes for me, for the most part. Okay. All right, then. Keep your secrets. Is this polish? I think, are any of these polishes not gifts? I feel like they're all gifts. Get this second coat on here. I don't think we need that anymore. A glow-in-the-dark pastel. Well, nail art polishes do count if they're not cremes. In my opinion, or Crellies. Like, if they have some other component to them, for me, they count. If they're just a creme or just a Crelly, then they don't count. Because of arbitrary rules that totally make sense and are definitely scientific. You have no power here, which is obviously a lie, because look at the power of this blue. It is so intense. And I really like how corny the yellow is. It's a very corny yellow. Although it does shift quite green, which is also kind of corny. All right. There's our second coat. The only way to get me to like a pastel is in the dark. Yeah. Cremes, Crellies, and jellies don't count. I don't know that I have... Do I have any jellies that don't have anything in them? I don't think I have any, like, true... No, I do. I guess I have a couple. But yeah, I don't count them. They live in my Crelly drawer. My Crellies and jellies all live together because they're the same thing in my head. Toppers I do count. Toppers I do count because I don't typically use them the same way I use cremes. So they're not just a base or just used in nail art for me. Don't mind some pastels. Some just look off with your skin tone sometimes. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of pastels look terrible on me, in my opinion, because they're just too close to my skin tone. It's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess we get no contrast. We get no contrast today. all the pinky ones just either give me mannequin hands or look like weird ham. The yellow ones make me look sort of sickly. It's just not. There's a lot of pastels I have trouble with. Now, like mint greens and turquoises and baby blues and stuff, those I can go for. But like a pale yellow, oof, not a fan. Not on me. And the pinks are always just like, well, that's just my skin. Okay, they're taking the Hobbits to Isengard. Second coat. This incredibly opaque yellow. It's really good. It's really good. Look how freaking opaque it is in 2 coats. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Brittany, why are you like this? How are you like this? I really like it. It's good. I like, too, that it has, like, warm and cool elements in it. It kind of shifts a little bit depending on the angle of the lighting. It'll shift between predominantly a little bit warm and predominantly a little bit cool. Yellows are difficult. I agree. Yeah, I'm the same way. I really love a mustard. I really love like a sunflower yellow. Lemony yellows can get a little bit too... Some of them can get a little bit too close to the danger zone. You gave Linry your skin tone? Yeah. Pretty much. How and why are you the way you are? Yeah, Linry, we need a skin collection video. I have to add that word, video. We don't, the rest of us don't need a skin collection. One of us having a skin collection is more than enough. But we need a video of your skin collection. I think actually the closest skin match I've found for myself is actually a shimmer. But the Dimension Nails strawberry, is it strawberry soy milk? Is that what it is? Whatever the strawberry plant-based milk was, is pretty close. But it's a milk jelly, so it's not. I don't think it really counts. I don't have a creme. I haven't found a creme that's my skin tone yet. For Linry's skin tone collection. One person having a skin collection is too much. You only have 2 bottles for your skin wall? I don't believe you. Anybody here who doesn't know about Linry's skin collection is probably horrified and confused. But I promise it's only slightly less creepy than it sounds. It is just nail polish, but it's still pretty creepy. That was the second coat of You Bow to No One. I got distracted and stopped telling you what I was doing. Sorry. Yeah, so anybody that has found their skin tone, their exact skin tone match in nail polish, let Linry know so that she can collect it for her skin wall. I love this one. Look how pretty this is. Look at this. It's so pretty. It's like, it's blue and it's teal, and then at some angles it's green. It's super pretty. I love it. I bet Linry does take our hand photos and try to figure out our skin polish. And if she doesn't, she should start. Just because I think it would be funny. You have many polishes and skin tones. You just only have 2 that are someone's exact match. Okay, that's fair. It's giving come over from my skin collection and it's sounding exactly how it means. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. All right, last one is going to be Even Darkness Must Pass, which is our last flaky. And we are only doing 2 coats of these because they simply don't need a 3rd coat. I'm not wasting polish on doing a 3rd coat when it does not need it. Especially not when I love all the polishes so much and I do not want to go through them that fast. I'm getting a flaky problem here. There we go. Look how pretty. I love this one. It's like sparkly granite. It's like if granite and labradorite had a baby. Because rocks can do that. I have to say, I am impressed with myself. I have done a reasonably good job of painting my other hand, even though I am painting with flakies, which I find a little bit more difficult to do on my other hand. You're going to start a movement. Everyone will soon have a skin wall. That's horrifying. Well, we're encouraging it partly because it horrifies you and everybody else. So I think it's correct to encourage it. We do need to do some top coat on these, though, because otherwise I'm going to have a problem. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, yeah. Also, because, she gave me these as well. So I'm going to tell you about it. The base that I have been using for this is over a Peely base, BCB base coat. Very cleverly named base coat. Know exactly what you're getting. And the top coat that I'm going to be using is top coat. Okay, fine. It says glossy top coat. I'm still waiting on a replacement matte top coat from BCB. I need to start at the pinky. It is so hard to do this. The pinky in particular, this way. You know what? Screw y'all. I'm doing it the way I normally do it. I'm doing it the way I do it when I'm not on stream, because it's just going to be easier. This is how I paint when I'm not on stream. For a velvet. It's a lot easier. But it doesn't let me move things around for you to be able to see it. You didn't have it in you to name it anything extra? I mean... It's the type of base coat that she has. Actually, so it's funny because it's not labeled as a ridge filling coat. She doesn't have it listed as a ridge filling coat, and that's not anywhere in the write up for it. But it does actually have ridge filling qualities to it, which I personally really appreciate because I do have fairly ridged nails. It's not like the thickest ridge filling base coat that I've used, but it does enough ridge filling for me to feel comfortable with it with one coat, and I feel like it does a pretty good job with one coat without blurring too much, because I don't like to use a blurring base coat, especially for when I'm swatching. Like, it's one thing to use up a blurring base coat that I happen to have. I've got a couple that are slightly blurring. I'll use those up if I'm doing nail art sometimes. But if I'm swatching, I really want my base coat to not significantly blur my visible nail line or change the color or anything like that. I want it to be like, so it's going to look similar to how it will look on my naked nail, because I feel like that's more useful for most people. So I appreciate that it does not have a significant blurring effect, but does give me a little bit of a ridge smoothing. Yeah, exactly. You want to see what the polish looks like, and it's not as useful. There are a few swatchers that I know whose photos are beautiful, but I know that I have to look at other people's swatches to know how opaque they are or what they're going to look like on nails that aren't, either like a colored gel, colored builder gel or something, or a, blurred base coat. Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Brittany, that 2 coats would probably get you to what a normal ridge filler is, but it is more ridge filling than a standard base coat. So it's kind of an in-between, which is why she doesn't market it as a ridge filler. And yeah, dries mostly clear. Yeah, I also use it just to protect my nails. If I'm not wearing polish, I'll just throw on some of that. Not that I spend a lot of time not wearing polish, but it does happen. Sometimes I gotta actually leave the house without nail polish on. Okay. I'm so excited about this collection. I can't wait for everybody to get their hands on it too. I think everyone's gonna really, really love it. I hope everyone loves it. Not a 2-in-1, a 1.5. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a nice balance for me. Because I don't have I know some people have extremely ridged nails from years of psoriasis or other things like that, or, bad physical damage. And, if you have stuff like that, then you might need something a little bit more ridge filling than this, or, do 2 coats. But yeah, if you want to be able to see sort of more naked nail looking sheerness with a little bit of ridge filling, it's perfect. Yeah, I really don't like it when I see people swatching on a colored blurring base. I mean, it's fine if you're clear, right? I'm not gonna tell people that they shouldn't do it or that it's bad. Because I think as long as you're honest about that, as long as it's clearly stated that you're using a blurring base, or that you're using a colored extension or colored builder or something like that, I think it's fine. You just you need to tell people so that they know what they're looking at. But I just find it inherently less useful for me. It's probably really useful for people that also like to use a blurring base, or that also like to have a colored builder gel or acrylic base, something like that. And there are lots of those people, right? Those people are customers too. So, I don't think I would never argue that nobody should be swatching like that. I just find it personally less useful for me. So I always have to go to other people to double check that when I'm looking at polishes from swatchers I know have that sort of thing. I know that you had a blast making this collection, Brittany. I know that you did because A, it's gorgeous, and you always do your best work when you're excited about something, and B, you didn't shut up about it in DMs. Yeah, exactly, Linry. Show the polish on fake nails too. Absolutely. You gotta show it on all the nails. You gotta show it on people with darker skin tones and lighter skin tones, and short nails and long nails, and friggin' rigid nails, and clear fake nails, and all the nails. Show them all on all the nails. It's good. More nails can never be a bad thing. Somebody gets to see what it will look like on them. Even if it's not for you, it's for somebody. It's always for somebody. Brittany, I'm sorry I bothered you with my friendship. No, you could never bother me with your friendship. Brittany, don't be ridiculous. You know, I love the DM chaos. I've just realized I freaking dinged my thumbnail slightly. Do I bother fixing it, though? Probably not, because I'm not going to be taking photos of this Manny. See? Look what I did. You see? On the edge. A tragedy. Oh well. It's fine. We'll live. Yeah, if I was going to be bothered by anything in the DMs, Brittany, it would be just the absolute horrors that you somehow find, or that the algorithm somehow finds for you. But never the polish excitement. Blame someone in chat for the dings because someone distracted me. I don't think I need to do that, Linry, because I am constantly distracting myself by existing. All right. Okay, so the deal once more. Starting on Saturday, November 8th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. 20% off site-wide. That's everything, including the new stuff. Old stock, new stock. There's going to be a restock of top and base coat. Everything's 20% off. I think you just add to cart. There's no code or anything. It's just everything you put in your cart is just automatically 20% off. And then November 11th through 15th is 10% off. Again, off everything. And then from the 16th on, it'll go back to regular pricing. What is regular pricing, you may ask? Good question. So for the Lord of the Rings collection, they are $13.75 each. Or if you want to splurge and get the whole 10-piece collection, it's $130. So you get a little discount on that. That is the regular price. So if you really want to splurge and get the whole set, get it November 8th in the evening or 9th or 10th while it's 20% off. And it'll be 20% off of that $130. Okay? Move fast on that. The Smut of the Month are $13 individually or $22 for the duo. So that is Tease and Tempt. The gorgeous, very opaque brown Crelly with the teal, shifty, gorgeous topper. The Practical Magic duo are $13.75 individually or $25 for the duo. So that is the magnetic There's No Devil in the Craft and the flaky Since When Is Being a Slut a Crime in This Family, inspired by Practical Magic. And also the charity Thermal, Talk Turkey to Me, in support of NoKidHungry.org. So $2 from each bottle of this will go to NoKidHungry.org. It is still subject to the same discount, and even if you're buying it on the discounted days, it's still $2 from every bottle is going to them. So that is that stuff. What is Linry volunteering for? Oh, for being blamed for the dings. Yeah, sounds like it. Your For You page is a truly terrifying place, and you only share it with me because that's what friends do. I truly appreciate that. It's really horrifying, y'all. Oh, All right. Well, thank you for coming by. I hope that you enjoyed it. I promise next time you drop by, I am going to know how to pronounce your name properly. And thank you for coming by. Linry, you're happy to take the blame? You know what? I forgive you for dinging my nail. I forgive you, Linry. You're a good person. I don't think I'm going to top coat my color wheel right now. I think I will leave that for the moment. I will top coat it later when I'm not on stream. Does anybody have any questions? Did you want to see the wheel again? I'm going to show you the wheel again. Did anyone want any comparisons to anything else? I did show on the wheel. I have the Lord of the Rings Part 1 collection, so you can see how that coordinates, but they are, of course, all shimmers rather than flakies or magnetics, but oh boy, do they coordinate beautifully. That's them over here. Really, like, I feel like I need to do some manis with coordinating the 3 different formulas where they kind of overlap in tone. So I'm feeling like Lothlorien with these 2 from the new collection, and then Minas Morgul with these 2, and then I think you could go either way with One Ring or Cast Into the Fire. I think either one of them would work really nicely with these 2. Although I think maybe One Ring is a little closer to the one shift, but Cast It Into the Fire might be a little closer to the other shift, so I don't know. And then Mortal Life definitely goes with these 2. So I really feel like you could just basically do a whole thing. The only thing that doesn't really have a direct match is and if that fails, but even that you could pair with these ones because it has that blue shimmer that matches the blue shimmer here. So you could do those 3 together. I do feel like those 3 together are going to give very sports team vibes, though. That's my only concern with that one. But you could totally do it. You do have some insane stuff come across your field, your feed. You can't be just yelling Wheel of Fortune out loud. And I know that you said it, Wheel of Fortune, because I know you. All right, y'all. Seems like there's no questions. But if you do come up with any, or if you think of a comparison that you'd like to see later on, hit me up either on Instagram or in one of the Discords that I am in. One last look at the Dodgers. Doing a good sleep. Such a good girl. Yeah, if all else fails, and the gray toned ones would also be lovely and less sports themed. That would be quite wintry. It is a super fun collection. I absolutely agree. I really enjoyed swatching it. I really enjoyed photographing it. I had so much fun trying to capture all the shifts. You're going to have an easier time seeing that in my photos on Instagram, since I can't always capture all the shifts in the live streams. And I'm also going to do some more individual photos of these. I've posted a few individual photos in one post that I posted today, but I will post some more tomorrow. So yeah, do holler if you want any comparisons or anything like that. I think next week is going to be an art stream. Somebody had a suggestion that I can't remember now. Oh, decals. Someone had a suggestion. They wanted me to do a decal stream, sort of doing more tutorial style decal stuff. And so what I might do is do a little playtime with fancy magnets and make decals with that. So that way it can be a fun with weird magnets slash teaching you how I do decals. Some tips and tricks. I know I have gone over some of that before in some other streams, but there's always new people that haven't seen it. So, and I don't know. We'll let chat make some silly decisions about stuff. So, all right, that's it. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget to hit all the appropriate buttons to help other people find me and my streams. All right, good night.